Hi guys, today we're gonna color grade a daylight shot so it looks as if recorded at night. And also I'm gonna show you how to create a fake sunrise time-lapse effect. So without further ado, tap subscribe and like if you haven't already. That really motivates me to create those kind of stuff and share with you.
So just do it!
And now let's start. So this is my simple grade. I got my color space management set at group level. This is pre-group. In timeline level, I develop my overall look and I have graded my clip at the clip level.
Boring!
Let me quickly explain what was done here. So maybe I will disable all the clips and we'll go from the left to the right. I always start with exposure, balance, contrast, and saturation. Then on top of that, if necessary, I add additional serial or parallel nodes. In this case, I got only one additional node. So this is how it looks. In the exposure, I have slightly decreased the offset wheel. So this is before and after. In balance node, if you want to learn how to balance the shot, I got another video where I show 4 different methods how to do it. In short, in this case, I've used linear gamma settings. So this is before and after. As you see, I push the cane to the right so it's less warm. In the third node, I've corrected contrast. I increased a bit pivot point. Also, if you're interested how the contrast works in Davinci Resolve, I got another video, link in the description. Finally, saturation, before and after. In saturation node, I've only boosted a bit color boost, so the least saturated parts of the image get some color. So this is before and after. And finally, I've added additional node where I've set color space to HSV, and I've disabled channel 1 and channel 3 so that if I increase gain, I get more density color-wise. I like that way, so it is as it is. So this is my daylight grade before and after. And now we want to build totally different look, totally different grade. So this image looks as shot at night. I'm gonna build a node tree to create this night effect. So what I'm gonna need is exposure, balance, contrast, saturation as always. Then I'm not gonna use HSV to saturate the image. In fact, we're gonna desaturate it. So let me rename this node to HL because I'm gonna manipulate highlight in this node. Okay, let me create another serial node, so Alt S. And now we're gonna need a layer mixer, so tap Alt L, like that. In layer mixer, make sure the composite mode is set to normal. Let me make more room here. Now with the layer mixer selected, create another serial node, so Alt S again. Now what I need is another media source, so right click somewhere on the nodes panel and choose add source. Let me take this node, this empty node, so I will double click the blue line to disconnect it because we're gonna need it here. And I will connect a green input and output like so. I'm gonna call it stars. This node will be responsible for starry sky, but we're gonna take care of it later. Now let me add another serial node here. I will disconnect it. I don't need it here. Let me connect it back. And I'll take my contrast output node and connect it to the input of this new serial node. And let's connect alpha output to alpha input of this node. I will note that label as palm. It will make more sense later on, don't worry. Right now we're only preparing a node graph and you got ready to use recipe. That's why some of the nodes make no sense right now, but we're gonna use them along the way. Okay, so, and finally we need to connect the HL our highlight nodes, our last nodes to the layer mixer like that. But the important thing is the order of these arrows. Layer mixer works a bit different than layers in edit page because this input is actually on top and that one is on bottom. So what I want is to have this to be on bottom here, that one on top, and our stars in the middle. So we got some kind of sandwich of our primaries grade that will imitate our night grade. Then we're gonna have on top of it our starry sky. And then let me disable this node because, and that one also, because it's not ready yet and it overlap our primaries grading. So yeah.
Just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So what we got here is our primaries with some additional corrections, which will basically create a night color grade look. Then we're gonna, on top of it, we're gonna place the sky full of stars. And we're gonna need also magic mask this palm so that the stars are not laying on the palm. That would look weird and not authentic. Okay, so hopefully you get the idea what we're gonna do here. Let's first focus on the grade responsible for the night look. What I did was, actually I did not touch anything in the exposure, so I left exposure at the same level as it was. In balance node, I used the same technique as before, so I got my gamma set to linear and I push it more towards blue, towards cold colors.
Wait for it.
Right now it looks exaggerated, but we're gonna fix that. In contrast, let me show you also my waveform. So in contrast, I set pivot to 1 and I increase contrast to somewhere around 1.5. So this is before, this is after applying the contrast. In the saturation node, I've decreased saturation to 10. So right now we don't have an issue with oversaturated image. So before and after. And in my halation node, what I did was I just decreased the highlights to the minimum, which is -100. So this is before and after. And what I did was, yeah, I'm missing one more serial node here.
What?
So let me add it right now, Alt S. Yeah, so it's like that. No, I want it to be connected like that. Okay. And in here, I'm going to create a power window. So let me label it as power window. And from power window tab, I choose rectangle one. And I placed it like so. And in the primaries, I've decreased the gain to around 0.4. So this is before, this is after. I had to use power window because I did not find any other solution to make the sky darker. So this is our night grade look before and after. If that's fine for you, you can stop here.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
But I've decided to replace the sky to enhance the night ambience. By the way, if you're grading for YouTube and you work with very dark scene, make sure you're not going much below the value 128 in 10-bit scale because you're gonna see nothing, you're gonna see pure blacks on YouTube. Right now we got, let me check it. We are somewhere around, we got the ocean somewhere around 128, which is okay for YouTube. The sky also, we got the palm that is somewhere around 128 as well. Of course, the darker branches are below, but anyway, we don't see it even now. So if it's even darker on YouTube, that's fine. I got a video how shadows are crashed on YouTube, so check that out if you're interested. Okay, so this is our night color grade. And now what I'd like to do is to replace the sky, as I've said earlier. So that's why I've created another output and a separate node, and I mix that with layer mixer on top of my primaries grade. So in order to proceed, we need to switch to Fusion. And in Fusion, you don't see your grade, so don't be surprised that you see something like that, pure S-log image. That's fine. What we need to do in Fusion is to add the second source output. I got here a sky JPEG. I will drag it to the nodes panel. And what I'm gonna do is add background node. And I will merge over my sky image over the background node like that. Automatically, the merge node is created. And right now, what I need to do is to add another media out node, which will represent our source output in the color page. So open a selection tool by tapping Shift Space and search for media out and add. So this is our second source output, and connect the merge node to it. Like so. Let me preview it on the right screen, so I will tap 2. You get something like that. All we need to do is to move it up. So with the merge node selected, add a transform node right here. Just click it, and it will be added automatically to this pipeline. And with the transform node selected, open inspector. And in here, you can adjust the center parameters. So I will move it up like that. That's fine. This is our sky. If you got an image of the sky that covers the whole Canva, you don't need to do anything. In my case, it was a rectangle like that. So I had to move it up a bit because our sky will be somewhere around here. So we are done in Fusion, and let's go back to color page right now. And if we select the stars node, which is connected to our source output 2, media out 2, and if you enable highlight, you see this node, this exact node output, which is our sky. The problem with it is that we need to mask it. So the sky is nicely aligned with the original sky. So what I'm going to do is first, I will enable this node. So click the number of the node or tap Ctrl D. And let me grab a rectangle power window and let me place it on top, somewhere on top. Right now, I will disable highlight so I can see the whole grade, not only my selected node. And I will further correct the sky position. And this is really slow. You know what? Let me quickly switch to proxy just for the case of this example. My computer will work much smoother. Okay, so you can smooth out, of course, the borders by dragging this line. Okay, so let's say this is our sky replacement. It's not perfect. First of all, because the color does not match, we can easily fix it in the stars node. So I will go to primaries, and first off, I will desaturate it. So I will set saturation to 0, okay? Then I'm gonna increase offset, so it's not so dark. Let me preview that. Yeah, let's say that's fine. And I will increase contrast a bit. This is how it looks before and after. So the sky is replaced. And now we need to fix this palm because the sky is over the part of this branch. It does not look good. So that's why I've created these two nodes and I connected them to layer mixer on top. In here, I started from contrast because if you preview this node only, so Shift H for highlight, the image is contrasty. So if we want to select only the palm using Magic Mask, it should work. The Magic Mask should handle it. So let me do it right now. So with the palm node selected, let me enable it first. Go to the Magic Mask. I will choose faster in case of this tutorial because my computer is really underperforming right now. So I will click faster, but you can choose better because you got more time to do it. And let me select this palm. Oh no, I will choose better anyway. It looked horrible.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life, Tom.
Yes, it's horrible, this idea.
And of course, you need to track it. So click these two arrows. Okay, I will stop tracking because it does not make any sense, but you get the idea. You need to track it. And right now, if you disable highlight mode, Shift H again, we should see and enable this node. We should see the details of our palm over the sky. So it all depends of the shot you get. But this is how I fixed that. So basically our night color grade is ready. This is how it looks. Now I'm going to show you how we can quickly create a fake sunrise time lapse. So in order to do that, we need two clips. We need the first one that we've color graded as a daylight and that one. So let me go back to edit page, depending to which direction you want to go. If you want to start with the night, you need to have the night below and you place the day above. And let's say from this moment we want to start our time lapse. So what you need to do is to split this clip, get rid of this part. So we got our night clip below, day clip above, but they are in sync because it was perfectly aligned. And all you need to do is fade in the clip that is on top.